So worth it. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
No one here.
Let's leave everything and go traveling. See what tomorrow brings. It's only a choice away. Let's back up and leave today. Let's see what tomorrow brings.
Well, we left you here at the Canamarca ruins, where we woke up to a chilly, clear morning, perfect for wandering around this ancient city. After that, we decided to head towards the Rainbow Mountains, hoping that on our way we would find some propane. We saw a few towns on the map that looked big enough to be promising, so off we went.
I love these hats.
They're shiny.
Where do you get these? Look at my hat. Ballast Point Brewing. This is, but I don't have any glitter on it like hers. All right, can I get a thumbs up in the comments if you like my hideous hat? I bought it because it was the ugliest hat I had seen while we were home, and I wanted a new hat. I think I succeeded. I think it's so ugly that it's kind of cool. I don't know.
As we headed north on some pretty decent pavement, we wound our way up and down through high, grassy mountains. It doesn't look cold, but it sure was. We went through a few sleepy pueblos. It was so nice and warm and cozy inside Goose. We enjoyed listening to some podcasts while we meandered along, taking in all the views. It was a pretty peaceful drive. We soon found ourselves dropping into a valley where the biggest town on our route today was. And guess what? We found a propane plant. They took it.
Yeah, they took the propane tank. We hope that means it's filled, but I do not get my hopes up. It's so different than in the US where you kind of know things.
Yeah.
Everything on this trip, you just hand over a tank or you ask for something, wait 20 minutes, an hour, and then sometimes it's just as likely to have the answer be, nope, we couldn't do it.
Sorry.
So everyone's super nice, but you just don't know. So we're at least able, the guy took the propane tank, he looked at the fitting and he walked away and shut the door. And this is one of those big filling locations, and so they don't allow you inside, and they're always located on the outskirts of town, just like Mexico or even in the US, but we'll see.
20 minutes later.
How much did you have?
How much is it?
17. So, it was 17 soles, which is, let's just round to 15, that would be $5. So $5 to fill our propane tank, and it felt really heavy. Haven't had it that full, I don't think, since Mexico.
Yeah.
Where we went to a proper filling place.
Well, maybe Guatemala. I think we stopped once in Guatemala.
Oh, maybe,
or maybe
right.
I don't remember.
You're right.
One place they
Guatemala
couldn't
or
fill
somewhere.
it, and then I think in Guatemala they filled it.
Yeah. And then in Colombia, though, we just did, the nice German guy who owned that hotel did the sort of gravity feed from a big tank into ours.
Yeah.
And that got us 2 more or 3 more months of traveling, even when we were cooking a lot of meals for other people. So that was a lot of usage. But this time you can tell it's a proper fill for $5. It's
great.
Awesome.
Well, and we're super excited because we haven't been able to cook for 5 days now.
No, we've been eating like bread, like taking butter,
making
cutting
sandwiches,
up avocados, and just having like avocado
pretty
bread
much
for
just
every meal.
sandwiches.
So it'd be nice to have like some sort of cooked protein again, and
Bacon.
and vegetables too. Just having some vegetables sounds amazing.
Pretty excited for, especially now because it's been so cold. Hot food sounds really good too.
Yeah.
Not just a sandwich.
Yeah. So now we can finally say.
What?
We've got gas.
That's great. You want to hear my joke for around here?
Yeah.
Alpaca my bags. Because we see a lot of alpacas.
You didn't work it into conversation.
I know, but it was. I will.
Oh, good. All right, good.
I'm just waiting for the right
okay.
chance. Was that an alpaca? Alpaca my bags.
Why would you be packing your bags? It doesn't make sense.
After we alpacaed our propane back on the truck, we headed through this bustling little town. And when we stopped for gas, I looked across the street, and this is what I saw. This little lady was waiting for her ride. I'm sure to anyone who lives here, this view doesn't get a second look. But to me, in this moment, I was transfixed, struck by how something so ordinary can be picture perfect. It just takes the right perspective. Sometimes the views that, before we left on this trip, would have seemed extraordinary to me, start to seem ordinary. So I love when it hits me, how crazy it is that I'm sitting here with a view like this, no matter how ordinary it may be. Traveling is pretty cool. Now, full of gas and propane, we continued on towards the Rainbow Mountains. As soon as we left town, our route turned to dirt as we climbed up and over a big mountain pass.
Master Blaster, the king. Hey, Fuzzy.
Where are your dogs? Now, we weren't going to the Rainbow Mountain, the one that is full of tourists, busloads of them. It doesn't look very fun to me. We were going to a nearby mountain where the views were just as good, the cost much lower, and the best part, very few people. We did see 2 small vans with tourists coming down the mountain as we were going up, but other than that, no traffic. It was a bit of a stressful road due to the fact that it was a narrow 1 lane most of the way with lots of curves and not many places to get off the road if you were to encounter someone going the other direction. I am always happy when a road like this doesn't end with a head-on collision. Luckily today it didn't, and although the road had us on alert, it didn't disappoint with the views on our way up the mountain. Once we arrived at the top, 2 local ladies welcomed us and checked that we had paid the entrance fee, then pointed us to where we would get the best view. The kids were so excited to see gringos that they practically dragged us out of the car, asking for stuff, and poor Dusty Goose became an instant chalkboard. I'm sure we still have some nice artwork scratched in him from all the kids who couldn't help themselves. Luckily, I was prepared with candy, which was a welcome distraction, and I got the feeling unexpected gift. Now it was time to hike. Alright, we made it to the top of at least where you can drive. Now we're hiking. We'll show you some cool pictures of the colorful mountains.
So, this is the alternative to Rainbow Mountain. Rainbow Mountain, I guess, is pretty touristy and busy. So this is one that I read about online. And then thankfully iOverlander had pins and everything to make it real easy to find. And so we're kind of going to the alternative, which I'm excited about because there's almost nobody here.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to be able to just walk up and check it out. without any vendors or anything else. It's 10 soles per person down in the village. So, fair enough.
Yeah, high elevation, man. It's killer.
We're at 15 or 16 now.
Yeah.
So worth it. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
No one here.
Another episode of Hiking with Tim. Up at the top, we ran into Sophie and Sebastian. They were in a 4Runner with a rooftop tent we had seen in the parking area below, and they were also headed towards Cusco. We all laughed and chatted as we took in the amazing views. As we walked back to our trucks, we all made plans to meet up in Cusco for a drink. It was starting to get late, and for us, that meant it was time to find a spot to spend the night. We headed back down the windy one-lane road to get a little lower in elevation. It was cold up here.
Hasta luego, amigo.
We settled on this spot, one of the few pull-offs on this road. It was right next to the river, which made for a nice sound machine. About 10 minutes after we had set up camp, Sophie and Sebastian pulled up and asked if it would be okay if they stayed here too, since it was pretty late and they didn't feel like driving all the way to Cusco. We, of course, said yes. I think it will always blow me away how fast you can become friends when you meet people on the road. By the end of the night, I felt like I had known them for a few years. There is something about traveling like this. There's no ego, and generally people are so open and honest. It makes for really good conversations. We sat around the fire, laughing the night away. It had been a good day, and there is no better way to fall asleep, in my opinion, than exhausted, plenty of fresh air around, and a natural sound machine next to me. Well, you made it to the end. Thank you for watching. I hope you come along next time as we hit Cusco, explore the city, meet up with our friends, and make our way towards the epic Machu Picchu.